Hey guys, I wanted to get on here to update you guys on how our embryos are doing. So if you're interested in finding that out, stay tuned to keep on watching this video. Okay guys, so I got the call this morning from the fertility clinic to let us know how our embryos are developing. So just a reminder that when we did egg retrieval, we got 13 eggs, and then 8 of those were mature, and so they did ICSI on 8 of those, which is where they inject 1 sperm into each egg to help fertilization. So then out of those 8, 5 of them fertilized properly. And so the next day, they froze them at that point. They didn't let them keep developing because my clinic, if there are less than 6, they freeze them at that point instead of letting them develop more. So we had 5. So anyway, they then thawed them out. So we're getting ready for our frozen embryo transfer. So they thawed the embryos on Monday, which was March 11th. And so this morning they called me, which would be technically like day 3, to let me know how things are going. And if some of you have also seen my previous videos, as you know, our frozen embryo transfer date was not certain, and it was either going to be March 13th or March 15th. And they said we really wouldn't know for sure until last minute, and that was the case. They weren't able to let us know anything on Tuesday afternoon or anything. They said, you know, that they were going to call me the next day to let me know. So this morning they called and they said that out of the 5 embryos we had, that 3 of them are developing good and they have no fragmentation. And then 2 of them are developing fair and they have some fragmentation. So, and I don't really understand all the details of fragmentation and stuff. This is just kind of what they told me. But I'm thinking as these embryos are developing, as the cells are dividing and all that stuff, there can be some abnormalities in the division, like maybe it's not perfectly even or stuff like that. And so they said that they did say specifically for those good embryos with no fragmentation that they were dividing evenly. So that's a really good sign. And so they said that they think that we can push it to Friday and do a 5-day or where they're at the blastocyst stage embryo transfer. So that's what we're doing. So the official date is Friday, March 15th. So I am excited about that and thankful that they look like they're developing well so that we can. I have heard some things, you know, especially if they look like they're doing well in the lab, and our lab is supposed to be a very good one, that, you know, it's kind of best if they can get to that blastocyst stage, because then they can kind of tell which ones wouldn't have really developed properly, you know, potentially. So it just kind of helps them hopefully pinpoint a better quality embryo. So anyway, so that's the plan, and I know that drop-off can happen, especially between days 3 and day 5. There can be a lot of drop-off, and so it's still not a guaranteed thing, and we're still just praying for these little embryos to continue to develop and grow properly. So, but yeah, that's the update on how our day 3 embryos are doing. Another update I want to give you guys is how the progesterone and oil is going. So my last video, and I will link that up here in the cards, I think is what it's called on YouTube. I'm learning all these things, but it'll be a link at the top of the video with the I symbol. And of the last video I did, if you haven't seen it, of me doing the progesterone and oil shot myself. I decided the first time to do it, I was just gonna lay aside all the conveniences and kind of do worst case scenario the first time and see how it goes. So did it by myself, no icing, no numbing, just heating. I did heating. But yeah, just to see how it would go. And it did go well. I was really, it was stressful for sure and suspenseful, but it did go well and it really was not painful at all. But just an update as to how it's been going the past couple of days. I have to take it twice a day. So I have to take one shot in the morning and one shot in the evening until we do our transfer. So on the day of transfer, I will take one shot in the morning and then I will do suppository at night. And that will be how I will continue taking the progesterone from then on. I won't have to do 2 shots each day. It'll be 1 shot in the morning and then a suppository at night. So I'll be thankful for that for sure. But anyway, I will say that for one thing, my hips are sore. They feel kind of like if you've worked out really hard and they're just tender. Like if you touch them, push on them, you can just feel the tenderness. And another thing is the next day, so I started taking these on Sunday, and the next day on Monday, the shot I gave myself, that was the first time it ever like kind of hurt going in, and it wasn't super painful, but it wasn't pleasant for sure. And as I was doing it, even injecting the medication was kind of painful. I think I went into like a tender area, and I also kind of did it more towards the middle. And I've kind of found for me that the closer to the hip, the side is better, as not painful. But that one I went a little bit more in the middle. And so anyway, and as I was giving this shot to myself, I started, I was standing up and I was starting to feel a little bit lightheaded. And not that because it was so painful and I was going to pass out, but I think it was just because it was somewhat painful and just kind of in that contorted position, like looking down. I think just all of that put together, I was just starting to feel a little bit lightheaded. And I mean, I was fine. I didn't never come close to like fainting or anything. But after that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to do this laying down on the couch. And that has worked really well, because just in case if I do feel that way, it's much better for me to be laying down than standing up. So, and that has worked really well. I just lay on my side and make sure the hip I need to inject is up and exposed. And I put a pillow between my legs, and it's been working really good. So that's another suggested positioning for those of you who want to try to do it yourself, is to lay on your side on, a bed or a couch or something like that. And that's been working good for me. But yeah, the hips are sore, and I'm guessing they're just gonna be sore until I stop taking it, because they never get a break. So this is kind of gonna be the new reality, I guess. But anyway, just to update you guys on how that is as well. So please stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe, and thank you so much for all of you who have subscribed. I'm so thankful for each and every one of you, and for just following on in our journey, and just the support and the prayers and the positive words that you've given me. I'm just so thankful for that. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. We'll do a video when we do our transfer on Friday, so stay tuned because you won't want to miss that whenever I get that edited and uploaded. Make sure to click that little bell because that will notify you when I put up a video. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!